Yes. Good day, my people. Barak here from Barak Bo Goats Farm. Greetings all the way from Australia. We welcome you to our YouTube channel, our TikTok channel, Instagram, and Facebook channel. Thank you so much for our followers. We are Barak Bo Goats Farm, Uganda. We do our goats farming in Nakasongola district. And so thank you for our regular followers, but also for the new followers who've just started following us. Thank you so much. If you haven't started following us, please do consider subscribing to our YouTube channel mostly, because then we'll be able to grow together. And it's just really a nice way to also encourage us, the content creators, so that we can keep empowering other people. So right now I'm seated down here. Naturally, I'm a person who likes to be in nature. And so as you can see, this place is so beautiful. I don't know if you can see very well here, but it's a really nice area to be hanging around. Yeah, very, very nice place to be. So welcome, like I said, and I hope that you are having a good time wherever you are. Today's topic is going to be about how to run a farm from a distance, or what we call mobile farming, in other words. So in other words, you're not at the farm and you have your farm in any country or anywhere. So you could even be living in Uganda, for example, like myself. I have a farm in Kampala. I have a farm in Nakasongola, but you live in Kampala. So you could have a farm anywhere, whichever part of the country, but you're actually not living at the farm. It could be 500 miles away, 1,000 miles away. You could be living in a different country. So this is how to run this farm, okay? Myself, I'm in Australia right now as I'm talking. I'm in Australia, but my farm is in Nakasongola, which is in Uganda. So very, very far away. So in essence, you'd wonder, most people have been asking me, how do you run your farm successfully when you're not actually physically on the ground? So this is, please listen carefully. These are really nice tips on how to do. First of all, you need to have a clear sense of direction of where you want to go, okay? This is very critical in the sense that if someone knows where they're going, it's going to be much more easier to draw a line or the direction of how they're going to achieve the thing they need to achieve. Even if the road is going to be very tough, but as long as you have a roadmap of where you want to get, this is going to be the keyest drive, as well as the passion, of what you're doing. Like anything else, you want to be passionate about what you're doing, So I can't promise you that the road of farming is going to be easy, but I can promise you that if you have a good direction of where you want to go and you're passionate about what you need to go, then the rest are just obstacles on the way, which you're always going to find solution on one thing or two, on how, a couple of things on how to resolve those issues. So one thing you need to do, first of all, is do your research on what you need to run a successful farm. Like any other person who is on ground, you need the land, you need the water, you need pastures, you need the structures for the house, you need workers who are going to run the farm, the house where they're going to stay, and you need a vet who is going to run the farm. Okay, we've talked about this in our previous videos. Very, very important. All right. Number two, you need to get a very good manager. Now, the manager is everything when it comes to farming. Remember, you're not going to be there, right? So if you're not going to be there, this is one thing I want you guys to understand, okay? There's no one who's going to do the job like you could do it for yourself. Like you're the perfect person to do the job by yourself, okay? But if you have a very good manager, which is very, very hard to find, he's going to take away almost a lot of challenges that you're going to be facing as a manager, because there's a couple more things that I'm going to advise you to do, but please put an emphasis on that. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Make sure that you get a very good manager, because the manager is the one who's going to oversee all the workers. Make sure that the farm is running very smooth, and report back to you about everything that is going on, all the progresses, the challenges, basically anything, Then number three is set up a camera on key areas where you're going to be able to control everything from your phone. So nowadays there's cameras that you can see from your phone 24 hours. They can record anything. Put them on key areas. So for example, in the gates, in the goat's house, where goats are giving birth, kids area. So you can see whether they've swept the house, what time the workers are getting up, if they are doing what they should do. If basically that's just as important, because then you're going to hold them you're going to be able to hold your workers accountable from what you can see by yourself. Okay, make sure the goats are drinking on time. This is going to be very, very critical. And then you need to also be able to count your goats at least once a week, or I don't know, you're going to make that stuff up. But what I'm trying to make, the point that I'm trying to make here is you need to have cameras in key areas where you're going to be able to monitor your goats as they come in, as they go out, at what time, and what's happening in between. Okay, once you've done that, you need to have some trustable professionals or trustable workers, such as veterinary doctors, such as independent people coming from outside to also do the independent work, whether it's observing, whether it's making sure that what you've said, that even the manager is doing it. So the combination of the three things that I've talked about: the camera, a good manager, having done your research, and also making sure that you have everything that it takes, is going to actually help you to run your farm, very successfully. So yes, once you've done all that, make sure that you make things very clear at your farm. Okay, every worker needs to know what they're in charge of, who is in charge of what, so that if something goes wrong, that very person is going to be the person who is going to be held accountable. And also set the consequences. Okay, now you need to reward your workers, in essence. That don't be a person who treat your workers badly. Treat them very well, make everything very clear for them, so that they are rewarded. But also, when they don't do what you want them to do, you have clear consequences, and they're aware of this is what happens, A, B, C, D happens. Okay, because you're not on the ground physically, so you need to make sure that everything is laid up properly. So who is responsible for what? The manager is responsible for overseeing everything at the farm, including workers, the animals, and everything else, right, in between. The vet is responsible for the treatment of animals when they need them, when the workers can't do something that they need help. For instance, an animal is sick, they've tried to treat it for the past few days, it's not responding. Who is the person they reach? So the vet should be there to assist the workers at the farm. Make sure that you have someone for transporting animals who is trustable. Not everybody can transport your animals as you want it to be, so that's also very important. And also make sure that you have someone who is trustable, who's going to build your structures very well as you need them. As you know, a lot of people are not trustable. They may not necessarily be able to deliver what you ask them to do. So by having that one person who you can rely on, it's going to make a huge difference in what you need to achieve. Sorry, it's becoming a little bit loud here. There's a gentleman here who's doing some work over here. That's really why it's a bit loud. But I was just saying that by delegating each and everything, making sure that workers know how far they can go, how far they can't, and what are the consequences. What do you do when the worker doesn't graze the animals on time? Do you summon them, verbally? And then after summoning them, what follows? How many times are you going to summon them before you actually, do you deduct on their salary? Are you going to sack them? And so on and so forth. And then, very important also, make sure that you have someone who is actually on the ground to help you look for the workers in case the other workers do leave. Because what you've noticed is some farmers has high turnout of workers. So you get some workers come and work, but then also they leave. It happens. You need to have someone to replace them as soon as they decide to leave. So guys, I hope my video has been very clear, very easy. Like I said, I will be uploading more videos as time goes by. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel if you have not done so, as we promise you to give you more videos. With those few words, guys, thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.